Hi there, welcome to Floating in Dreams. Welcome to my top 10 favorite K-beauty brands. Welcome to everybody watching today. Thank you so very much for joining me. In today's video, I would like to share my top 10 favorite Asian beauty brands. I say K-beauty and as part of my intro, but I think one or two of these may actually be C-beauty brands because that's what I've been testing out a little bit more recently. But anything sort of like within the Asian realm, like if it's available on YESSTYLE, that's sort of what I put into this sort of category, like into my brain, you could say. So I am affiliated with YESSTYLE, which is why I always have a code in my description box as well as a little link there. If you use my code FLOATDREAM23, you can get some money off of your next order. And I hope that this video and this week of videos is helpful for guiding your way through the realm that is Asian beauty brands. Because I remember when I first started a couple of years ago, I was so overwhelmed and I didn't know where to begin. But I knew that a lot of like K-beauty and Asian beauty brands did really amazing things. Because what I found out is that so many of the Western brands I like, a brand like Rare Beauty, actually makes a lot of their products in Korea. So if you were wondering why certain trends, like what I feel Rare Beauty does, and we've been getting some other brands that do this as well, where they take like Asian beauty formulas and just change them to have them fit Western tastes. So that's definitely what's happening. And once I realized that, I was like, okay, why not cut out the middleman? Why not try more K-beauty? And I knew historically that K-beauty can do some nice things for me. I was someone who really struggled with finding good foundations when I first started dipping my toes into that realm of makeup. I started with color products first because those were fun, but foundation was such a struggle bus for me. They would always break me out. I would get like, I have pretty sensitive skin. So for me, foundation was like this product and I could never find my shade match and it was always a mess. And then I started trying K-beauty BB creams and I was like, right. And I knew I was onto something. So that was like the Misha Perfect Cover BB cream was actually one of my first ever base products that actually worked for me, like a foundation-like product that I actually enjoyed. And I still enjoy it till this day. More than 10 years later, it's still part of my makeup collection. So that goes to show that K-beauty has been a long-standing favorite for me, but it was, for a very long time, very hard to get. And I really enjoy how easy it is to get it from YESSTYLE. I have shopped through other web stores, but I feel either their offerings are a little bit limiting or they just have really expensive shipping. And one of the benefits of YESSTYLE being located in Hong Kong, I think that's where they ship from. It does take a little while for product to get here when you do manage to place an order, I find, but because of the trade deals that China has with Europe, it's not that expensive to buy. Once you, I think it's like over 60 euros, you get free shipping. And there are no additional shipping and handling fees because of the trade deals, which makes it super convenient. Let me see, because I wanted to, and because I love K-beauty and Asian beauty so much, I was like, you know what? I feel I've now tested out enough where I can sort of share with you the 10 brands that I enjoy the most. And I have 10 products here to sort of showcase those brands a little bit. So I already mentioned Misha. By now, the Perfect Cover BB cream has been dethroned just a little bit. I like the Choboyoung BB cream a little bit better. This was already in my video on Thursday. I really enjoy this product so much. And if you want a BB cream, Misha would be my first go-to. And I'm super biased here. I'm very well aware. I did a huge test with a lot of BB creams a little while ago, so I can link you to that description in the description box down below if you want to find your if you want to find your best BB cream. But of course, with these, you do have to bear in mind that shade ranges can be a little bit limited. So I feel that time has sort of caught up with what a lot of K-beauty brands were doing, and some of the newer brands and some of the things that are hyped up online do come in like 40 shades or something like that. This definitely doesn't yet. I hope they will at some point. But yeah, because Misha was like my first love, it opened a door for me when it came to makeup wearing, and when I discovered this, I just knew I loved it so much that I wanted more, and this was something that was recommended a lot more for dry skin, which is what I like. I find this is a little bit more hydrating than the Perfect Cover, and Misha for complexion products has just been my go-to for more than a decade, which is why I had to feature them here. Another brand that I really enjoy is Unleasha, and this is one that sort of like tricked its way into this top 10 because I really enjoy this cushion, but then I found out, oh, but I've tried this from them, and I've tried this from them, and I've tried this. I actually really enjoy this brand, and it's one that I hadn't clocked, and I feel that Unleasha is sort of like the unsung hero of K-beauty. I feel they're very much on the down low. Like, this pink cushion was a little bit of a hype for a minute there, but I definitely feel like it sort of ebbs and flows with them, and not all of their products are being recommended all the time. But I feel they are very true to like what Asian and K-beauty usually has to offer, but then they always put a fun spin on it. Case in point, this cushion foundation. This is the Don't Touch Glass Pink foundation, and where it's not a huge, like, it's not the same as a regular cushion, because you get this little pad with the little holes, and then it actually has a button, and you can just squeeze the product out, which I think is ingenious. So they're always doing these kind of things. Like, I'm not someone who likes glitter, but I have one of their Glitterpedia eyeshadows, and it became one of my favorites. So they do some really solid things, especially of products where I sometimes feel like, nah, is that really for me? But then I end up really liking it. So I feel like Unleasha is a little bit of the underdog, at least in my makeup collection. Of course, I have to talk about Romand. This is going to show up in another video that you're going to still watch. This is Mahogany Garden. This is their Better Than palette. But I think if I had to crown one brand, my absolute favorite K-beauty brand, it would be Romand. I have their eyeshadow palettes. I love so many of their lip products. Their complexion products are really good. I have their cushion foundation. Like, they do so many good things. It's like they can do no wrong. So Romand is definitely, I never know whether to say Romand or Romand, though. I say Romand now because I've heard other people say it that way. But yeah, their eyeshadows, their lip products especially, but also their cushion foundation is absolutely wonderful. They do seem to discontinue shades really quickly though, which can be a bit of a downside. But yeah, with Romand, I think it's excellent if you want to try something. Also because price point wise, they're sort of like in the middle. They're not like super cheap, but they're also not super expensive. So I feel they're pretty accessible for like you dipping your toes in for the first time, I guess. A brand that's a little bit more expensive, but that I still think is like a go-to, a staple when it comes to K-beauty is Clio. They also do some really good things. Their Kill Cover range is really good for complexion products. I tried their Mesh Glow foundation last year, a little mini size. I traveled with it until it was gone. It was that good. It was a really good product. I've also tried one of their concealers. I've had some of their lip products. I've tried some eyeshadow palettes by them. But the standout product from Clio for me is this highlighter. It's the Prism highlighter in Fairy Pink, and this is absolutely stunning. Again, something I already showed you earlier this week, but this is such a lovely brand, but they can be a little bit pricey. I feel they're not as expensive as some other K-beauty brands are, but they're still like up there. Like I think a highlighter is like 20 euros or something like that. So do you want to pay that kind of money? I'm not entirely sure. There are more affordable options as well. We have to talk about Apio. Now, Apio is mainly a favorite because I have been standing these liquid blushes for such a long time. And every single time I go back to these, I'm like, oh yes, I think you're so good. I think you're so lovely. When it comes to a liquid blush product, for a very long time, I was a powder blush girl only. And that's really shifted. Like, I've really expanded my cream and liquid blushes, and I just like them so much better sometimes than I do a powder blush. And one of the instigators for my love of all things cream and liquid blush is this little guy right here. It's the Apio Juicy Pang Blushers. These are little nail polish bottles, but they contain not nail polish, but a liquid blush. I've got 4 of their shades. They're very similar in texture to the M Cosmetics Serum blushes, and these are pennies. These are just so much cheaper compared to what the M Cosmetics are. So it's just so much more affordable to get these than the M Cosmetics, and they're super nice and dewy and glowy on the cheeks and so lovely. This is my favorite shade they do. This is strawberry, but they do loads of other shades. But again, some of the ones that I would want to get seem to be discontinued, which is a bit of a shame. A brand that I discovered this year and that I would like to test some more products from, but they seem to be mainly doing cheeks and lip products so far, and that is Noose. I was sent one of their lip products by YESSTYLE in PR, and I actually discovered them through Robert Welsh, who showcased these blushes on his YouTube channel, but I also tried some of the bigger bottles, the one with the glass bottles with a cap. Those were lovely as well. And one thing I love about Noose is how incredibly cool-toned everything is. With K-Beauty, when I first started trying them, everything was so warm-toned. But I feel the past year or two, we're seeing a lot more cool tones, and Noose is really good at doing them. This is Dim Dum, which is a mauvey tone, but they even have a gray shade to make shades even more cool-toned if you'd want to. So this is also where I've, like whenever I feel I get tired with makeup, I go and test some more K-Beauty, and I'm like, yep, this is where the innovation lies. And I just feel that, especially because a lot of Western brands buy these K-Beauty formulas or Korean formulas or whatever it is they make their makeup, we tend to get them later. We tend to get them later, and then when we get them, it's also much more expensive, which doesn't make a lot of sense. So I'm pretty sure that a concept like this will trickle down into what Western makeup has to offer, but it's going to take like 3 years. Another brand I love is Peripera. I've tried a lot of their products as well. I think I've tried some eyeshadow palettes. Those I didn't love as much, but they're pretty solid, like they're good quality. It's just that they have a very weird sized packaging, which is what I don't love about them. And I've tried, I think, a couple of their complexion products and things like that, but where they truly shine for me is with these little ink velvet sort of, like they look like a little vial or something like that. Like these liquid lipsticks are so good, but it's not a liquid lipstick yet like you're used to. If you remember the 2016s with like the very drying liquid lipsticks, this is not that. This is not that. This is incredibly hydrating on the lips, yet they're incredibly pigmented and long wearing, because essentially they are still a lip stain. So once they wear down, there's still a little bit of color left on your lips, which is why I like these. I have like 7 or 8 of these. So Peripera is another brand where I always, whenever I'm like looking for things to try on YESSTYLE, I always check out Romand, I'm always checking out Peripera, and I'm also checking out Alicia and Apio. Like those are the brands that are like my go-tos. And a brand that has become a go-to in the past year is Fui, especially for their these little pudding pots, but also for their lip products that they're now doing. But I've also tried one of their cushion foundations. Like they do some really good things, but these pudding pots are just, once I tried these, I was like, yep, I get it. Again, what I just mentioned about things being truly innovative, that's what Fui is bringing to the table. They are sort of like medium price. I feel they are roughly fitting in the same vein as Romand. These blushes are like $12 to $15, yeah, like euros? Did I buy them in dollars? I don't remember. I think it was euros. So 12 to 15 euros each, which can, like, it can sound like a lot of money, but you do get a heavy, like, these are heavy glass bottles. And what I like about these so much, and that's another reason why I like shopping K-Beauty so often, is because they do things cater to different undertones really, really well. Like, this blush doesn't just come in, like, 10 shades of peach, which I feel seems to be the case for almost every single blush release we've seen in the past year and a half. Like, it's always the same 6 shades that we get from all of these brands. But with Fui, I find we really get an array of shades, and they've categorized them into different first shades, and then those shades are categorized into different undertones. So each shade they do, I think they have 6 of them, comes in 5 undertones. Warm, neutral, cool, more intense, less intense, whatever it is that floats your boat. They do so many good things. And then they have an entire color chart. Romand also has this for their palettes. Clio does as well, where they have like the more intense, less intense, cool, warm, and they will plot the product according to where they feel it sits in the spectrum. And it just, ever since I've been like looking for that information, like on YESSTYLE on the left you have this little folder that you can usually like browse through with all the swatches and all that. Those swatches are very manipulated though. They're never true to color. But at least like it's giving me enough of an idea of what I'm actually buying. And I wish other websites had that sort of thing as well, where we can see all of the swatches and all of the marketing as well. Even though the marketing sometimes get like, it can be dangerous because it does suck me in sometimes. And like, yeah, I'm not Asian. Like I don't have an Asian skin tone. So there's a lot of things that don't work for me for that reason. So I do have to be careful that the marketing techniques just don't suck me in too much, because all those pictures always look incredible. Josie then is another brand that I discovered in the past year, especially for their eyeshadows. I like them. Have I tried other things by them? I don't think I have, but just for these eyeshadows alone, like these are so good. I have one of them on my lids today because they sent me, like YESSTYLE sent me another one in PR, and I did film this look today for you. And these, like, I also love that the shape of this eyeshadow. It's so good, and they do so many good things. And finally, another eyeshadow related recommendation is Cheer Yep. This is 1 out of 3 palettes I now have from this brand. The third one is still being tested out, so I don't know how I feel about that one yet. It's going to be featured in a review later this month, but when I tried Fleeting Life, I was like, yep, give me more. This has interesting shimmers, really nice, easy blendable mattes, and they started off being quite expensive. Like, I think they started off doing this huge palette that was like 150 euros that made me go like, maybe a bit much. I think, did I get this on YESSTYLE? Did I get it on MONOLITH? I think MONOLITH started stocking them, and that's why I discovered them. And I think this was like 35 euros, like, that's manageable. I can get down with that. And then I actually have been able to buy the other two I have on sale. They seem to be dropping in price quite a bit, but they do some interesting things, including multi-chromes and holographic shades and all that stuff. And I just feel, especially because so many indie brands make their eyeshadow palettes over in China, like they have them made over there, and then they sell them as that brand. Like indie no longer doesn't any like before, like 10-12 years ago when I first got into like the whole like indie stuff, indie also meant like homemade, and that's definitely not the case anymore. Nowadays it's just, if you can purchase the products from a manufacturer and you slap your packaging and your name on it, you now have an indie brand, and it's just one person who owns the brand. So that's definitely been a shift in the makeup world. But I feel because so many indie brands make their palettes over in China, and then I try these C beauty brands like a Cheer Yep, and I've now tried Gella's, and I have some Girl Cult, and I feel I get very similar textures and looks out of it that I get from an Adept palette or a Bella Beauté Bar palette, or you name whatever indie brand it is that does a lot of really expensive palettes. And I feel that because they make them smaller, and because the pan sizes are smaller, these C beauty brands, again, you're cutting out the middleman. You're paying a lot less money for the same effect. That's just how I feel. That's really how I feel. So, yeah, I think it's sometimes good to shop around and to test things out and whatnot. And I really still enjoy testing out Asian beauty brands, and I will not stop anytime soon. I have some palettes that I'm testing out this month, and so far everything I've tried has been wonderful. So I will be showing you those looks and all of the information that will be in my palette review video that should go up before the end of the month. So yeah, let me know if there's any products you want me to try from K-Beauty, because I know some of you are into K-Beauty even more than I am, so you always have the best recommendations. Because I would like to try more. Like, I've now tested out a lot of things again, and because I have been testing out so many things last year, I wanted to take a break also because I was getting these PR boxes from YESSTYLE, and not all the products in those PR boxes, because they weren't picked out by me, are necessarily my favorite things. So then I ended up decluttering them. And I want to try and stay away from that let's buy something and declutter it straight away sort of cycle as much as possible. So that's why I stopped requesting some of those YESSTYLE PR things for a while, because I was like, not so sure. But then I was like, I really want to try out some more things. So yeah, this is sort of like my foray back into it. So if there's anything you want me to test out, then let me know, because I could look into it for sure. So thanks so much for being here. I have one more video coming your way with the best sort of K-beauty and Asian beauty eye product, so that will be going up tomorrow, and then I hope to see you again really, really soon in a new video. I do post 4 times a week on this channel, and if you were to thumbs up to this video and subscribe, you could help out the channel. So if you'd like to stay tuned for more, and then hope to see you again in a new video. Bye-bye.